Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the hit list. You can't escape your face on the news. Don't mess with fate. Locked up in prison, wood chipper running hot. Police on a mission, hope you don't get caught. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the lies. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're giving you an opportunity here to step forward, to be a man, to honor that badge that you wear every damn day, and have some integrity and own up to what you've been doing.
On July 1st, 2024, deputies were dispatched to Pinellas County, Florida, after receiving reports of a man distributing.
Yeah, he's pulling on the side, right at the gate entrance. Not quite inside the gate yet.
Copy. There's 3 up there, so I'll hold short.
Oh, hey, bud. Sorry.
Hi.
Hey, come check out this tag back here. You got this, something's wrong with the tag. I didn't know you were deputy. So, do this. I got put chains on your back. Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Pull his arm out.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yours has one, right? Yours has one? Yeah. Okay. This side.
This side? Yep.
All right. Sit tight. It's gonna be a tight fit.
Yeah.
Subject 1015.
I know, I'm sure that you have a bunch of questions. Your name came up in a case of mine that I think you'll be able to help me out with. And I want to hear everything you have to say. I want to clear some things up. I'm sure you want to hear everything I have to say. Clearly, you were brought here handcuffed and everything like that, right? So you are not free to leave, so I do got to go over your Miranda warning with you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
And then, having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
I wish that none of this was going on right now, but yes, sure, I'll talk.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely understand that. Okay. What kind of phone you got?
It's an iPhone.
iPhone?
Standard.
The newest one? What are they up to
no.
now? Like a 15 or some shit?
Not into all that shit. Up to, I think, a 6 or 7.
Oh, so you got like an antique.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned Facebook Messenger. What other social media apps do you use?
I have Messenger. I have Facebook. I'm trying to think what's on it. I mean, those are what I use.
Okay.
I use the normal texting.
Instagram?
No.
Snapchat?
No.
Okay.
I've had Instagram and Snapchat, but I don't have it now. I haven't used it in years.
How come?
Just, my priorities changed.
Okay, fair enough. What else is out there? We talked about Facebook, Facebook Messenger. You mentioned Google. Talked about Snapchat. How about Kick?
Kick.
Really?
Yeah, really. What is Kick?
Social media app?
I've heard of like WhatsApp, but Kick.
WhatsApp is
an app
another
now.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Trevor, here's the thing. A lot of the questions I'm asking you, I already have the answers to. So here I am sitting in front of you, affording you an opportunity to clear some things up and to explain things. Everything's explainable, right? So right now I just have one side of something, and I'd really like to get your side, and it involves your Kick account.
Okay.
So let's stay away from the what the hell is Kick, because you know what Kick is.
Okay.
Okay, so how long have you been on Kick?
I had an account years ago, so I'm assuming it's the same one we're talking about now.
What was the username for that one?
I honestly, I couldn't tell you the username. Probably be my email. What?
Trevor, again, let's stay away from the playing dumb here.
No, I didn't hear what you said. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I do have that one.
Okay,
That one's old.
that one's old.
Yeah.
And then what about... so there's two Tom Wilsons. There's THOM and then Is that one old too?
I don't know. I mean, to be quite straight with you,
I would love that.
I don't remember which one I used.
You used both on two different Kick accounts.
Okay.
So let's stay away from the playing dumb.
Okay.
Because it's not going to help. Like I said, everything's explainable. And I don't want to just see this one side of it. I want to talk to you. I want to get a better understanding. And I want to see if you can help me find some other aspects of this investigation.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Explain.
I will. I will. But I need you to meet me halfway. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not going to shoot shit out there and stick it to the wall. But I would expect the same from you. Okay. So you've had two different Kick accounts within the last 2 months.
Okay.
What's okay?
I'm following you.
Okay. Tell me about your first Kick account.
Which one?
Jeff Longstaff.
What do you want me to tell you about?
What were you doing on there?
It's a fucking chat app.
So, what are you chatting about?
I don't know. I mean, probably kinky shit.
What's kinky shit?
Like,
Okay. What kind of are you into?
Sometimes transgender stuff, sometimes straight stuff. It just depends.
Okay. What do you search for?
Usually transgender or straight.
So those are the search terms that you're using.
Well, I mean, whatever term works.
So when was the last time that you were on Kick?
Oh God, I don't know. A few weeks ago,
A few weeks
at the
ago?
most.
Okay. So when you log into Kick, what's the first thing that you do when you log on? Like, do you go out and search for a specific chat thread?
I mean, you can, or people can send them to you. It depends on what groups you're in.
Okay. So tell us about the groups you were in the last time you were on Kick.
Okay, so I think I was in like an Anything Goes group, like just random different kinds of. I mean,
And then how did the conversation go in that one? Like, there's a lot of different kinds of, right? I think we kind of established that already.
what do you want to know?
Well, I would like to know about many of the links that you were sending.
I've been told to share different things, but
Okay. So, like, what kind of things would you share?
you just send them from different chat groups.
So you would, like, forward things from different chat groups? Okay. How long have you had Dropbox?
I haven't had it for long. I downloaded it because someone told me to look at something, and it turned out to be. Not into that.
Okay. Tell us about that. Well, tell us about you receiving it.
They sent it to me.
Okay.
You're on a kinky conversation, and somebody's like, "Hey, check this out."
Okay. So they had told you to download Dropbox?
Yes.
Okay. What did they send you?
It was a link to Dropbox.
Okay. But then, like, what was in there?
What was in the Dropbox?
Yeah.
I told you.
No, but, like, what does that mean?
Individuals performing.
Okay. Like, when you say individuals, what age?
I don't know.
How many files were there?
I mean, a lot, but like you scroll through, it ain't what you're into.
When you say a lot, what does that mean?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. So from that one Dropbox link, there were hundreds?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So Trevor, as part of this investigation, we had obtained and executed search warrants for your Kick accounts.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, we do get your messages.
Okay.
So keeping in mind that we have all of your messages and we can see what it is that you are chatting to people about and what it is that you are discussing, do you want to reframe the responses that you've just given?
What are you looking for here? What can I do to help you out?
To help me out, first would be honest answers. I can understand self-preservation, and I can understand trying to minimize and throwing things away and hiding things under the rug. However, what I need from you is to put that aside and to be honest with me, because like I said, a lot of the information, a lot of answers, we have it, but this is what we have, right? And we have the files. What I don't have is the how did we get here, Trevor? How did you get to this place in your life to be participating in here? How long has this been going on?
It hasn't. It hasn't been going on long at all. Be honest with you, straight up, this pisses me off, and I don't know how to track these.
Trevor, you're seeking it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to figure this out. I don't understand it.
Trying to figure what out, Trevor?
Why these people are doing this? I don't understand it.
You're in here and you're talking about going to Thailand. You're in here talking about plus. And Trevor, here's the thing. You're in here sending it to people. You're transmitting it. You're not just receiving it. You're receiving it and you're transmitting it. You're sending it out. You're doing this at work. You're doing this at home. you're doing this on your phone. You've got Dropbox, you've got Mega. So where else do you get these files from?
This is it. Like, this is, I'm trying to understand, because I don't, what do you want me to say?
I want you to be honest.
I am
I know
being
it's not
honest with
easy
you.
to talk about.
I'm being
I
honest with you at
understand
this point, and you're not wanting to believe it.
that. Trevor, you're not being honest. You're not.
Well, what do you want me to
Sending
say?
it out and stuff is not making it better.
No, it's
right?
not, which is why I stopped. Because I sit there and I'm like, what can I do? Because like my brain, what I was thinking is how do I compile this? How do I figure out a way of doing something about this? And there's nothing I can do.
But your solution was sending it instead.
No, my solution is when you how you collect it, how you get these people into the area, how you collect them, is you have to send a receipt. So you send it, you have to find out who has it. So in my brain, I'm collecting these people. I'm trying to figure this out. So you have to send a receipt. So yeah, it's up. It really is. But it was me trying to work something out. And I worked out that I can't do nothing. Which is the reason why there's no other accounts. It's the reason why I haven't gotten on. It's the reason why it's not on my phone.
Trevor, I think that we're going to find more on your phone.
You're welcome to look.
We will.
I know.
But the accounts that you had were deactivated. Why do you think they were deactivated?
But because thank God AIK does something about it.
So the people that you're talking to in Kick, who are they?
I don't know, and I don't know how to figure that out. That's literally why I stopped. I don't know how to work out who they are. I don't know how to do any of that. So
Ask
like,
for their names?
Like somebody's going to tell you their name.
Have you asked?
No,
Have you met up with any of these people from Kick?
no, and obviously I wouldn't unless I was doing this, but I can't because I'm not on the law enforcement side.
You say that you're trying to understand and you're trying to figure this all out. But the only thing that's happening here is sending and receiving. So what is it that you're trying to figure out?
I told you, I'm trying to collect these people. Like in my mind, I'm trying to get them together so that I can figure out who they are. Like you have to build a trust, you know. And no, I'm not law enforcement, so I'm trying to work out how do I do something about this? And there's nothing I can do. That's literally just my brain working through how do I do something about this.
But Trevor, in all of the chats, there's nothing of you trying to figure out.
Nothing in the chat, because if you tell somebody in the chat, oh hey, I want to report you because I think you're disgusting.
Well, yeah, that's not going to get you very far.
Exactly. So you have to play their game.
What I'm saying, though, is that you have these multiple chat threads, whatever, whether it's a group chat or whether they're individual chats, and the conversation is only about trading. There's no conversation to figure out who they are. There's no conversation to figure out what's going on here.
Of course not, because you don't have that conversation in there.
But you're sitting here telling us that that was your goal. Your goal was to figure out what are they doing? Who are these people? And mentally, I'm having a really hard time understanding that and having that make sense because it's a load of bullshit.
That's fine.
I know it's fine, but I'm not the one sitting on that side of the table dealing with all of this. Because like I said in the start of this, when you first started feeding us lies, we're giving you an opportunity here to step forward, to be a man, to honor that badge that you wear every damn day and have some integrity and own up to what you've been doing.
What do you need from me?
In all of the people that you've chatted with, have you ever gotten any names or information on them?
No, because they disappear.
Okay.
Because KIK deactivates their accounts. Which is good, thank God, but every time I try to rework it out, try to last long enough, so to speak, to try to work out who these people are, it all disappears. So like literally a couple weeks ago I gave up. I don't, there's nothing I can do. And you can tell me it's bullshit and that's fine. But What you want is the truth, and that's what I'm telling you. Is I know how it looks, and that's fine.
I would think though that like seeing something that like, oh my god, like this rocked my world, and like something that you're not supposed to see, something that's not supposed to happen, you would have a recollection of what was going on in that file.
Yeah, it was someone, like, that was what was going on in that file.
I mean, I know what it is, Trevor.
Well, what do you want? You want me to remember the exact picture or who the child was?
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact picture.
Could that be because you've seen so many files?
No, probably not. Probably because it's not something that I care to.
Have you made files yourself?
No. Like, literally, you're not going to find anything on my phone. Go through it, please do.
Okay.
I don't make files. I don't like it. I'm literally telling you the honest answer, and nobody wants to believe it, which, you know, I get it, it's unbelievable.
I mean, based off of the chats and what we have, Trevor, it doesn't really make much sense.
So you remember sending this file out?
I honestly, I couldn't tell you if I sent it or if I received it.
You sent it.
Okay, that's fine.
You just remember seeing that file?
Yes.
And all these links that you sent that you're saying were disabled at one time did have content on there that you're sending? Because they're asking for it, and these are the links that you're sending.
So, the links, so what I was trying to do is I was trying to collect so that I could report and have them deactivated. But, so you could send a link and they'll send one back, but the link is sometimes broken already. So like, if you collect broken ones and you send them, it looks like a good link and you can click on it, but then it won't work.
So like at this point you sent 3 mega links and they replied, your links are gold, thank you, I promoted you. So those aren't disabled links.
No, those ones would have been like OnlyFans files and things like that.
Right before that you're talking about little and you said, to be honest, I'd little femme if it was my only option. You're talking about little.
Well, in the conversation, yes, absolutely.
Right, so then when you're responding with these links and they're saying your links are gold, it's safe to say that those links are, that's what you're talking about.
No, they're not, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
That's another one that you had sent out. I think you sent that one out a couple times, actually.
Let me ask you this. If I had been able to report it, would I have been blamed?
Trevor, you were reported because you're sending it.
I get it.
That's how this all started.
But no, if
So we don't get tips and work people who receive the files. If you receive it, that's not the problem, right? It's you sending it out and promoting it more and getting more people involved. That's the problem. If you received that file, you could have reported the account that it came from. You could have reported it to NCMEC. You could have reported it here to your job. You know that there's different ways to report it and you didn't.
I guess, let me put it this way. I have no faith in the system. So, I didn't know what would come from it. Like, if I were to sit down and I report it now, what am I going to be able to do?
You didn't even try.
Because I was scared. I was scared this would happen. I'd be sitting in a room being asked why. You know, well, why did you have a file? So, you know, I kept working through that in my mind. How do I do this, you know? And there's nothing I can do, which is why I stopped. I gave up.
Are you good with, do you need another water, or are you good?
Yeah, please.
Go ahead and stand up there. And then,
Did we ever get shoes, or you just not gonna worry about it? I had your shoes, sir. Okay. You don't have to call me sir, I understand that.
You want to put them on, is what you're saying?
No, I just don't want to walk through
go to the boots.
the water. Still can't keep those on. It's wet outside.
I'll just, I can take the
It's wet, it's
socks
raining.
off. It doesn't matter.
No, you're fine. It's wet outside. Man. Put on shoes. It's fine. You can have a seat and you slip them on.
I'm sorry.
Fine, man.
Yeah, they're not the easiest things to get on like that. I'm sorry. You're fine, man. If I can grab this. It's, there we go. Thank you. So they said they're taking me to Hillsborough?
We're going to go do first arraignment stuff here, then at some point, yes, I believe that's what the plan is. At some point, you're going to move over there.
Mark. How do you get in these things, man? They're like too
this?
small for you?
No, it's just having a fat foot. That's the problem.
Maybe if you stand up, you can wiggle in on them.
I'm trying to.
Step forward for a second. We pull the back cover up.
Yeah, it's on track.
I'm sorry. That's a pain in the ass.
There you go.
He was charged with 10 counts of transmission and 2 counts of activity involving animals. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're just going to talk about some online activity.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good, officer.
Don't let the polite tone of this man fool you. What he admitted to is sick beyond words.
What led to the videos being sent of the children?
His day job was a therapist for people with severe autism, but then police uncovered a dark and twisted world of online activity. And even more shocking, you won't believe how they found him in connection to another twisted, high-profile case a state away. We're On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Hey guys, thanks so much for following this episode of On the Case. We are able to bring you this story because of our partner, Morgan & Morgan. There's a reason why On the Case is one of the top true crime shows on YouTube. And there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. For more than 35 years, they have been fighting for the people, and they have recovered more than $30 billion for their clients. The proof, it's in their track record. They have more than 1,000 lawyers across 100 offices nationwide. Hiring Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring an army to go into battle for you, a team that will fight hard to get their clients the compensation they deserve. Not all law firms are the same. If you hire the wrong one, you may be beat before you even start. So if you are ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan, and their fee is free unless you win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/OTC, click the link below, or scan the QR code on your screen. I'm going to be real with you. This is one of the most disturbing stories we have had on this show in some time. And I'll warn you that the details of this story are very difficult to hear. We just received hours of body cam and interrogation video in the case of an Indiana man who was caught red-handed in a terrible sex crimes investigation.
Yeah, we'll just we'll see if okay.
These are police officers in Indiana walking up on 31-year-old Alec Heggie. This is taking place northeast of Indianapolis.
How you doing, Alex?
Good.
How are you?
Yes.
I'm Detective Borgman, okay?
Okay, you with Greenfield?
Greenfield, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go have a little chat, all right?
All right. Well, I don't usually go into Greenfield at all, so...
That's all right. Yeah, we're part of a task force, all right?
Oh, okay.
We're just going to talk about some online activity.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good, officer.
Sounds good?
Yep.
All right.
Wallets, keys, and tape measure.
Okay. Has he been batted down?
Yeah, just an exterior real quick, just to make sure no
Do you need to do
no weapons.
more, I mean, whatever you need to do.
Okay, yeah, no, just relax, all right? We're just going to have a little chat, all right?
All right, Detective.
So...
Are we good?
Yeah.
Do you want my vehicle there, or can we pull it over to the gas station?
Yeah.
Or...
over there? Do you give me permission to pull it over?
If you don't mind, I'll just...
No, we can't let
okay.
you back in the car right now. We're just going to have a quick chat, but we will pull your car out of the way if you're good with it.
I'm fine with that. Let
That
me
way
give
we
you
don't have to
the
tow it or
little
anything.
fob, because you know how those
Oh,
are.
yeah.
It'll all be recorded, so.
Alright,
Do
no
you have
worries.
any other keys on your pocket or anything for the van, or is this...
No, that's the only one for the van. The rest are for house and stuff, and then my cell phone is right up there.
What else you got in?
That
Your
is,
wallet?
wallet, officer wallet, keys.
You got a
tape
bunch of
measure.
wallets?
Well, this one's like cards and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the back one, because it doesn't have good for cash, I just keep my cash in an old one like that.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. I hate having stuff in my pockets. That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a lot more, fidelity and dexterity that you need to be able to run and move.
What do you do for work? I see you got a tape measure there.
I'm actually a behavior technician, but my dad was a contractor, so I know how to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I was helping him out, laying down some vinyl flooring.
Oh, yeah?
Today. So I actually got my T-squares in the front seat, right there, big old orange ones.
Gotcha. All right, well, we'll just go right over here to my car real quick. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, we're just going to have a chat, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Now, maybe Heggie is flustered. Maybe he just kind of has a quirky personality, but let's be clear, there's nothing light about what is about to go down as they walk him to a vehicle where they are going to drive him to a special van where they're going to have a conversation, and it's a conversation that will change Heggie's life forever.
No, I was telling him that I was,
Measure something?
No, I was getting ready to do, some flooring work today. My dad was a contractor, so.
Oh, really? What's he do?
Now he's a building supervisor for the conservatory up in Fort Wayne.
I got you.
So.
Well, dude, listen, I'm Greg again. I know there's probably a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So really, what we're here to do. This is Mike. Too. He's kind of part of our team.
Are you with Mike?
I'm sorry?
Who are you with, Mike?
I'm with the federal government. I'm a federal agent.
Okay, so FBI?
No, God, no.
Which agency?
No, I'm sorry?
Which agency?
U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
DHS.
So you have the feds that are there. You have police officers who are members of a local task force that are there, and they're all trying to keep things light with Heggie. He's not under arrest at this point, but they do read him his rights. Now, the investigators pitch this conversation to Heggie as them needing his help.
We need your help. Okay? We can't change anything about the past. We can't change things that can happen. But what we're able to do with information from folks like you that are kind of down the line from the acute incident that happened is you're able to point us in directions where there are other kids at risk. And that's our goal here today. The three of us, with our reach and stuff with the federal government, we're able to reach out and we're able to find those kids. Any information that you have, no matter how minuscule, might be able to help us do that. That's going to be the crux of the conversation here today. Now, we're going to talk to you a little bit about how we got here because it's important for us to all understand that. But beyond that, any information that you guys, or that you're able to tell us to get these guys pointed in the right direction to save a kid. You and I might have a conversation later. That's going to be 100% up to you.
Before we get into the story that Heggie tells investigators, it's really important to talk about how they tracked him down, and it has to do with a very disturbing case out of Ohio involving a woman named Molly Elizabeth Duncan. Duncan, according to the Department of Justice, was a nanny in the Cleveland area who was arrested 19 days before the conversation we're seeing Heggie have with investigators in Indiana. Here's the federal indictment for Duncan. Authorities say that she made child sex abuse material, also known as child pornography, of toddler-age victims that go back as far as 2024. They say that Duncan recorded the images on her cell phone, then shared the images on social media with multiple users. We'll have more in her case in just a moment. It does appear, though, one of those users was Alec Heggie. So let's pick up with his conversation with investigators. And at this point, he's talking about where he works and who he says he works with. Quote, kiddos.
I'm a behavior technician.
Okay. So what does that mean? Do you have like your own office or how does that work?
No, I don't have an office at all. We work with the young adults and the kiddos. Everything's overseen by what's called a BCBA, so it's board certified behavior analysis.
Okay.
They have a master's degree in behavior analytics and behavioral therapy.
Okay.
And I'm the one who, they do all the writing and all that, and I just kind of am kind of like a teacher.
So do you meet with the clients individually, or like do you have to?
No, they're at the center. It's a local place. They all come to us.
But like when you meet with someone, is it like you're in with like the actual therapist and you take notes, or you're part of?
Oh no, I am the
therapy?
therapist.
Okay, very cool.
I'm the one who's conducting the therapy based off of what the BCBA, the one that has the master's degree, the higher level. They
give you the curriculum.
They give me the curriculum, and
okay.
I teach the curriculum. That's the easiest way to say it. It's kind of like a teacher's assistant, but yet you're doing a little bit more teaching than assisting. So it's kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah.
And then you have your own, so you have your own place in there, or you just kind of have to walk around and you just do your thing for the day?
We have different rooms and stuff, so we all kind of...
I've just never been
it's my facility is very, we are very different than most facilities that way, because the approach, we do what's called environmental and natural teaching methodology.
Okay.
So it's not creating like a classroom environment per se for teaching the kids or the young adults. That we kind of go out into the community, so we meet them in their real world.
Gotcha.
So like, how can they become, since they're on they have cognitive delay and such, on the autism spectrum, how can they become the most functioning member of society? So it's a lot of like, we go out to grocery stores, and we just kind of teach them, okay, this is how to grocery shop, because they're young adults. So it's like, how to budget. You know, you have
like real world stuff.
Real world stuff, not like, can you put triangle to triangle, circle to circle, and square to square, like you would do with like a kindergartner.
Right.
You know, these are young adults, like 18 and...
So is everybody there adults, or do you teach any juveniles? Or?
We have a few juveniles, but I primarily work with the young adult men.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, Heggie says kiddos, but he mostly works with people over the age of 18. It's unclear if any of them are victims of what he is going to admit to in this conversation. Now, Heggie lays out his life, and it sounds like he does admirable work. He says he's also been in the Army Reserve for more than a decade, and he's engaged to a woman who he says has cerebral palsy, and she can't work because of that. He also has young children. This is a family picture that we found that was posted roughly 2 weeks before Heggie was arrested. Now, on the surface, it appears he's living this admirable life. But investigators then start asking him questions about what he was doing online with this Ohio nanny, Molly Elizabeth Duncan.
Yeah, so like I said, like I explained to you earlier, we're here about some internet activity. Okay. Was this bothering you?
No, I just I wasn't sure if you
we'll put it
if it was bothering you or not.
A little bit.
You were looking at it like it was.
It's getting a little heavy.
It was hard for it. There you go. Make it easy for you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here about some internet activity. Special Agent Johnson explained to you. You know, there's really not a question of why we're here.
So again, so I still even haven't been told that honestly.
Okay.
So that's why when he was like,
I think you have a pretty good idea. You're talking about what agencies are here because you have an idea of why we're here.
Well, I mean, there's a plethora of reasoning. It's just I don't know the exact specifics. I mean, I can surmise that it is something of stature.
Okay.
So I just don't know what of stature.
Yeah.
I should say, I know it is of stature, but not the minutia.
Yeah. So we're here basically trying to get your help. All right, on an ongoing case that stemmed from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm just saying too. I'm reaffirming what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. And an online relationship that you may have had with Duncan. You familiar with Duncan?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We haven't spoken in a long while now.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and with that being said, we're not the moral police. We're not anything like that. We're not going to go, talk to your. I mean, we're not going to go blab to your wife about any relationship that you really necessarily had online. It's more like Special Agent Johnson was talking about, is the well-being of these children and what information that you may be able to provide to rescue some of these kids that are involved in this investigation. Okay. Or any other investigation or person that you may be able to help us with. Okay. So
that key is really hurt. I mean, the driving force behind this whole thing, and that's why sometimes some people fall, maybe even victim of like things that were maybe not even requested to be sent or talked to about and things like that. So that's why you know, you have probably multiple people have been talked to and by her, and I think it's something where hopefully you can help us educate us a little bit on that relationship and what you guys talked about and things that were sent and things like that. And
I mean, I know you guys.
Obviously, you care about. Sounds like you care about people.
I do.
Especially in your job, and you have kids. So
I have kids. I've got a job that way that works with young adults that way.
Yeah.
Definitely care about America and the protection of that. And 11 years Army Reserve. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then obviously, love to hear about everything, explaining to us that relationship, how you know her, how you met. But do you still talk at all?
No.
Do you have anything on your phone from communications from her in the past or anything?
No.
Still, you guys don't?
No.
Okay.
I have nothing of that.
Gotcha.
No.
Well, tell us about her a little bit. I mean, how'd you guys meet?
Met on online, and then after that.
Which platform?
I want to say it was Snapchat.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
Okay.
You still have Snapchat?
Yeah.
Do you remember what your username was when you talked to her at the time?
I want to say it was, I used an online pseudonym one. It was Alex or something like that.
Gotcha. Just kind of came up with the name.
Yeah, close enough, but different.
I gotcha.
Because everybody already calls me Alex as is, so.
And it's spelled.
I mean, it's spelled kind of the same. It sounds the same. Where do these flies come from?
It keeps somehow one guy in here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Alex, A-L-E-X. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly how
you don't still have it now anymore? Okay.
Nope.
When did you get rid of that?
Months ago.
Okay.
Because just stopped talking. We just stopped talking that way, and then I okay, well, I don't need this anymore, so I just closed it out and was like, no reason to keep it.
So I know Snapchat, obviously, I had it years ago when my niece and nephew send the filters for fun, but for nowadays, are people, when you met her, were you just randomly, how did you come across her profile in the first place? Did you guys
just
scrolling, or
scrolling that community, type thing?
So did you go? Okay, I'm just to be honest with you asking this because I'm not playing mind tricks or anything.
No.
So you get on there, is it like a forum or some sort of?
There's your suggested. It's all algorithmic stuff.
Okay.
I don't even understand.
So you just came across.
Just came across it and was like, click.
Just clicking add
friend. You get it.
And you just started from there.
We just started from there having a conversation.
Now, Heggie is acting like he was just having a simple conversation online with this Ohio nanny. They said they talked for about a year, but then things get dark.
And you just started from there?
We just started from there having a conversation.
Gotcha. And when about was that? Do you remember?
I can't remember offhand.
I mean, within the last year, or when did you guys first?
Oh, let's see here. We probably haven't talked, in about 4 months now, give or take. I mean...
But the first initial...
Oh, the first initial, it was about a year, maybe.
I got you.
So you guys chatted for about a year?
A year or so, yeah. Off and on. Yeah. Some days it was more frequently, other days it was a week at a time, no conversation. It's just that normal ebb and flow of conversation.
I got you.
Okay. And what did... So did you guys what was your relationship like?
I would say it was online, fling type, nothing serious or anything like that.
just kinky talking
stuff, exactly.
Okay. Like what kind of stuff are you guys into?
It was just like, it was all...
You're not going to tell us anything that we haven't heard.
Yeah, I was going to say, clearly you already know, so you know the case and stuff that way. So, yeah, it was just kind of like her affinity for the, like, adult, like, I want to say, like, for adult toddler being herself fetish type thing, so just kind of indulged her in that.
I gotcha. So you guys had kind of a talk about her being a teen or something?
Just, like I said, it just more or less just kind of indulged her in her fantasy.
In her fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it was like kind of like a relationship outside. Me and the missus were kind of going through some stuff at the time, so it was just kind of an outlet just to blow off.
Yeah, sure.
Was she the only person you were really talking to, or you told multiple girls that you think you were doing that with?
She was like pretty much the primary one that I was only talking with.
Okay. And you guys only stay on Snapchat, or did you move to other platforms, or do you have?
I think we did Snapchat and then a little bit on Telegram.
Okay. You started on your phone Telegram?
No.
Gotcha. What applications do you have on your phone? I guess maybe ask you that.
What
applications are on your phone now? What would you say?
Just like normal applications and stuff. Like.
Well, I mean, like if right now I pull my phone up, I'm gonna look at my you know, are you an
like
iPhone? What kind of phone?
iPhone. So YouTube is primarily what I use.
I got you.
Because I just use like the YouTube stories, listen to a lot of political commentary.
The conversation to this point has been somewhat cordial with the investigators, but now they really start applying some pressure for specifics.
I want to understand is what you saw. What the video
what did
was,
I say?
If you know who
how
the kid was.
How did we get to the kids? What led you? What led to the videos being sent of the children?
It was just of her, and then she would just send in the videos and stuff.
Well, you need to elaborate, because there may be children that, like, you're being very, very vague, and I get that on the front end, but we need you to be a little more specific and elaborate. Like, so, you know, there was fantasy chat between you guys, and it started out with the diaper fetish, and you know, between you and her, and then that led to. And
I'm gonna make the assumption then that led to her choosing to move into a, how do I want to word it? Basically moving it up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So what was her job? How did she have access to children?
She said she was a nanny. I've never met her in person or anything like that. Like I said, everything's been purely online. Never met up, never anything that way.
Did you ever call her on the phone, or did you guys only talk via Snapchat?
Via Snapchat.
Did you ever call via Snapchat too within the app?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Everything was. There was some video, like Snapchat calls and that type of stuff, but everything was contained within that app. Okay. If that answers your question.
Yeah. And what we're trying to get at again is, I know you're trying to. I'm not playing mind games with you. Like, we have seen stuff, but we also I need to know what you saw that you know. Hey, this was actually, it wasn't AI. It wasn't like, you know, what was it that you saw?
Yeah.
When he went from just her to the kids she's nannying or whatever.
Nannying, we're in her care stead, whatever you want to terminology.
So your knowledge, what do you recall when it wasn't her and it was the stuff she was saying of the children? Obviously candid stuff.
It was.
And then other things.
It seemed like from there it was like pretty much candid, like during like diaper changes or like clothing changes, that type of in nature there.
Okay.
That's what it, from my recollection and memory, was primarily of that.
And what would she do during the diaper changes?
I mean, it was just like she would, you know, picture of the individual or you know, during the diaper change, in the process of it, that was typically what I can remember.
Now, the details that Heggie is giving to investigators about receiving child sex abuse material, it gets to the point of being graphic that we just can't share them with you. But I can tell you, having listened to the 4.5 hours of interrogation video, it is so disturbing. Now, Heggie, and it's important to note this, he was receiving this stuff. He never contacted the authorities about any of it. In fact, he deleted a lot of his accounts online, but authorities are able to see all of this. It does seem, though, that Heggie, even to this point, doesn't realize that he's in trouble. He said that he and Duncan spoke on Snapchat, and he claims that he had received roughly a dozen images from her during the time the two of them were in communication.
So yeah, I just wanted to kind of circle back. I know it's not easy to talk about. We're not, like you said, we're not here as a moral police or anything like that. We're not here to judge or we just really want to need
You're
to
here
know
for the victims.
and hear from the victims, but we need to kind of get into the psyche of how we got to the children. Like there wasn't how did we go from, I mean, I get the diaper thing and the fetish and, you know, one thing leads to the next, but can you explain those conversations a little bit? Like how we got there?
I think it just was progression of me indulging with her fetish fantasy.
Yeah.
I think it was just, she was looking for someone who was willing to indulge in that with her, and I just was, like I said, not in a good space personally, and I just, you know, chose to indulge, and it just, I want to say the endorphins potential hypothesized.
Like it felt good?
Yeah, for her. And so she kept going on to the next because I kept indulging and...
When you say indulging, obviously, so, and again, man, the more I'm talking to you, it sounds like, you know, you're the guy that's, you know, again, you're probably just, whatever's going through with your wife, you get it.
Yeah.
Fiance, sorry.
Yeah, no,
and you know, had this fling with her, but you say indulging her, but also, I mean, there's no question that you were attracted to that or drawn because you have, you know, I'm assuming you were masturbating to that, or you had sent in an image of your erect penis and you're turning yourself on as well, not just her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of both ways. Like,
it is.
Is there something with the diaper stuff that's attracted to you? Like, help us understand. And we're not, again, we all, everybody has their cup of tea and what they're into, and there's no, you know, there's no judgment on what that's.
I guess
I've seen that a bit, you know, before, so it's not.
I know this is nothing new for you guys. You gentlemen have clearly been on this task force long enough that way that, you know, you've seen. I probably don't even want to know, and there's some things that you probably more than you wish you could unsee.
Sure.
In this.
You nailed it.
So.
Well, yeah. When we're just trying to learn,
and I'm just being honest with you that way. Yeah. So I mean, I guess kind of a newer thing that way for me. Just kind of was going through something, found something that way. Just, you know, tickled the fancy for a bit, but then I got myself into therapy. I'm seeing a therapist once a month now. Things are good. Getting back on track with the missus. All of that type of stuff.
So it kind of went through a phase where you may have made some mistakes where even I guess, you know, she's sending you things of actual children and you're continuing to communicate with her and like encourage it. So, you know what I'm saying? So that could be something where you probably learned from it since then, but helping us understand, like, at the time, like, what was so attractive about it, even when she started sending actual, you know, going from her to the kids.
I think it was just the shock of it.
You continued to talk to her. You know?
I think it was just the shock of it.
Yeah.
Like the, kind of like that shock value and just like, wow, this is, you know, so, what do I want to say, like, abnormal, like, just the shock value of it and how it was something so radically different.
Yeah. It's especially the ones with the kids she sent me. Was that ones where you would communicate with her after that, like I'm just gonna be blunt, like masturbating into that, and then later say like, you know, this is stuff that I want to do someday, and things like that to my own kids. And
it was just like on that. Like I said, I was in a really dark place.
Yeah.
Not well, as you can clearly tell from reading that and now talking. Like I really, and then I just kind of took off. After we stopped, I kind of took a hard look at myself, and I was like, look, this is not me. This is, you know.
Sure.
I need to get the help, and that's where I got that help, and I've been working through things, and
well, I mean,
I struggled for years
that's,
with
that's good that, you know, that you are getting help now. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, you're fine,
is this something that you've struggled with for a long time?
No, like I said, I mean, I was going to say, I've always struggled with, like a pornography addiction, and that, so I think for me too, because of having that addiction and struggle,
sure,
this kind of like, this incident that way, like, kind of brought everything to, like, that boiling point where I took that hard look after we stopped talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not me.
Heggie goes on about the images that he says he was sent. He also says that he will take a polygraph test, and the investigator who has come into the van to talk about that polygraph really starts turning his attention not on Duncan anymore, but on Heggie, what he knows, and what he did online.
I'm going to ask you very direct yes or no questions, and I'd like you to answer those because that's going to help you and I have a good conversation later today.
I would love to.
Did you request sexual acts to be performed on that child? Yes. What sexual acts were those?
I let the individual make the decision.
That's not true. Once again, what sexual acts did you request to happen? And I need you to be honest because it's going to help us later.
I gave her the idea, sir.
Tell me the idea that you gave her.
I gave her the idea to perform
specifically
some sort of potential.
Not potential. Tell me exactly what you requested.
Some sort of the.
What was that sort of that you requested?
I believe it was of the.
And this will get. How often did you pay her for any material?
I don't remember the frequency, sir. There's the screenshots that you guys have that disposal about.
How much did you spend for child abuse material?
Again, I don't recall the exact number.
Okay.
But you did pay for it.
Okay. There was transactional action, yes, that occurred.
So we're going to do a little over and under here.
Okay, sir.
How many times did you have conversations with her in which that child was abused? Was it more than 10?
I would say it was less than 10.
Would you say it was less than 10 or was it less than 10?
It was less than 10. I don't remember the exact.
More than 5? Between 5 and 10?
I don't remember exactly, but I would say that's probably within the realm of plausibility, highly. Again, all that information.
100 times is within the realm of possibility. I'm asking you, was it between 5 and 10 times?
I do not recall exactly.
Was it more than 2?
No. What? Yes. More than 2, yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Did you pay each time?
I don't remember if I paid individually each time that way, or if I just gave it to her, sent her the funds.
Did you pay more than once? You would know that.
Like I said, there's multiple transactions that did occur between me and her, sir.
All right, very good.
The text message that said, "I'm giving you a lot of material for $25."
Okay.
So that sounds, like I said,
all of this is helping me because later on you and I are going to get down into very specific things, and I want to get some of this stuff out of the way now so that you and I aren't having a 4-hour conversation to take a 15-minute.
What platform did you use to exchange the money?
We used It was either PayPal or it was Cash App. I don't remember which one of the apps that I was using at that time. Okay.
Then comes a very difficult admission to hear, but it will be an answer that will help put Heggie away for decades.
I want you to tell me, this will be the easiest thing, yes or no, if you had inappropriate sexual contact with your child.
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
I said, sir. The only thing that I've ever done that way is change my kid's diapers. And
during that time, did your struggle get out of your control and you inappropriately touched? Because I've heard that before.
One occasion, and it was the triggering event for me to get myself into my own therapy. That's why I'm in ongoing therapy.
Now, this investigator, you can tell, he is just very direct with his questioning, and he knows a lot. And he is not letting Heggie beat around the bush with what he says that he did online. And he also tells Heggie straight to his face that he doesn't believe, for as disturbing an admission as he just gave, he doesn't believe that that was the first time that he possibly abused a child. Sadly, reportedly, his own child.
Have you on multiple occasions, more than one, during a diaper change, have inappropriate sexual contact with your more than once?
Yes.
Thank you. That helps. That helps, and that truth gets us further down the road toward taking this confirmatory test. All right. More than 20 times?
No.
More than 10?
No.
5 to 10?
No.
That's not true. I know. I'm still waiting for the truth.
My apologies. I didn't want to interrupt you like we had talked, so I just was waiting.
I'm waiting for the truth.
Okay. Can you please restate last question?
I'm going to restate a different question that's going to be a yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you, nearly every time that you've changed your diaper, struggled with that thought in the back of your mind, even if you didn't?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Now, knowing how strong this struggle is, and knowing how it's gotten out of your hands, both out in the wild of the internet and these times changing your daughter. That's why I'm telling you, in the last 5 months, there is zero chance that this did not get out of your control multiple times.
Now, after a heavy and direct line of questioning, Heggie admits to things, again, just far too graphic for us to air here. When it's done, Heggie, though, starts to realize that he's in trouble.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate your honesty today, man. It goes a long way with us, seriously.
So will I be indicted? Am I being arrested by the end of
we're
today?
not. That's the discussion. This is not my case, but that'll be a discussion. Obviously, we got to figure out what's the best.
Be honest with me. You've been in law enforcement long enough and on this task force
for a long time.
Am I getting highly
Well, I mean,
yes or no?
from what's said today, you got to understand there's probably going to be consequences for it. You know.
So I'm basically going to be on a bench warrant, probably, and I will lose my job, and I will lose my.
Well, we don't know yet on the extent of however this is. That's why when we were talking to you about how far do we have to go, like thinking about your job, right? There's no children there that's ever had opportunity. That's huge.
There is multiple safeguards in play for that. That was so it's always 2 people in a room.
Yeah,
there's always, the clients, they take care of themselves when they go to the bathroom. All we do is we stand outside.
Yeah.
So like this, you know, say that's the bathroom.
Yeah.
Congratulations, I'm right here leaning on the wall, sitting down on the wall, right there, waiting on them.
After more than 4 hours of speaking with investigators, they put Heggie under arrest on suspicion of several child sex crimes, including the molestation of an infant. Heggie was arrested in July of 2025, and at the time, authorities said that they were looking for more victims. It's unclear if they found any. In January of this year, Heggie pleaded guilty to 2 counts of child molesting, 1 count of child exploitation, and 2 counts of child sex abuse material. The authorities said the guilty pleas that he entered, they weren't part of a deal. Heggie was sentenced to 91 years in prison, and he is also required to register as a sex offender for life. Now, as for the woman, that nanny in Ohio, who sent him images of children on social media, Molly Elizabeth Duncan, she just pleaded guilty herself earlier this month in federal court. She pleaded guilty to 2 counts of sexual exploitation of children, distribution of visual depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct, and possession of child pornography or child sexual abuse materials. She is slated to be sentenced on July 22nd. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're also streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.
When a child experiences trauma, they can be stripped of their ability to imagine. But imagination is colors. All the colors. Imagination is freedom. And whatever you want it to be. But a child without imagination is not a child at all. Will you help defend our right to imagine?